Welcome into Farming Simulator 25 with me, the Midlife Simster. Thanks for joining me here at Riverbend Springs for episode number 8. Still in December, 10 to 5 in the evening. We find ourselves down at the Quill & Co. paperwork. So in terms of where we are on the map, basically not a million miles. Farm is up that way, and we've come kind of down here. The reason I haven't recorded it, I haven't shown this to you, is because it's exceptionally unrealistic what I just did. I have changed the fork on the front of the Merlot, so this one is non-collision. Still the same. Still the same mod, but it's the when I've gone into the settings, you choose not to have a collision on it, and it just makes picking up the lumber a little bit easier again. There's been a lot of work going on at the farm. Last episode we had Mark and his team, the contractor, come over. They've done an awful lot of work for us. They managed to install the greenhouse for us. They've also installed the sheep and goat pasture for us. So really good times, exciting stuff. We wanted 2 greenhouses, so Mark had to basically head on back because we couldn't do it. I hadn't cleared enough of the land. I then went basically to town as quick as I could, and when I say I went to town, I didn't go to town, as in I went to town on clearing the land as quick as I could. Managed to clear it out, and we now have so look at that, that's a road sign. That was probably me. Yeah. We now have a second greenhouse. We also have another little surprise at the farm, and I'll wait till we get there to kind of talk about that. Now, the reason I brought you into this is recording starts, real life, 16th of January, evening of. We are 10 to 5 in the evening on the clock, on the game clock, and we are not far off that, actually, in real terms, just gone 6 o'clock. I need to do quite a lot of work, but I'm going to need to do it off camera, because it's just going to be boring for you guys. You don't want to be watching me cutting down trees relentlessly, running them back and forth to the wood chipper. In terms of money, if you look what we've got 66,768, and I'll just pull over very briefly here and kill the engine whilst I talk to you about this. If all goes well in the edit, I will very briefly, whilst I'm talking here, show you 2 times that I've been to drop off the wood chips. Wood chips will get better again next month. In January, where they peak at 1623. They're obviously on the rise. We are making so much money from just chopping these trees down. The issue I've got is, if I just went into January, which I want to do now, and get on with our storyline and what we want to do with the farm, we are missing out on an opportunity to make a lot of money very quickly from those trees. We also need to cut a lot of them down because it's going to give us a bit of space to do what I want to do. I do find it really frustrating and weird that I can't put a pen in when all I needed to do is just give me the point that the pen starts. I don't need it to set me the default must-have area. And I know it's a coding thing. I know all that sort of geeky stuff. It drives me at the wall that I'm going to make a pen size and I can't do it because it's like the basic fence that it wants to put in is colliding with stuff that it won't put in if it just let me have a go at making it. So yeah, we need to do a bit of terraforming. In terms of how we're going to get around that, we're just going to pay up basically. Few of you were very kind and interacted with me in the comments, giving me feedback. Bit of a mixed bag, to be honest with you. Some really good ideas, and they're all going to get utilised, is the bottom line of it. But anyway, here we are. So we have a massive trailer still full of wood chips that need to go. We have a trailer with a tree in it. We also have a truck with a load of tree in it. The reason I was at the paper mill is I chopped down a tree that was over there and took it in whole, the whole thing, branches still all attached, just carried it down to the paper mill, dropped it off. We got like $4,000 or pounds, sorry, for that. Compared to what we would have got for chipping, it's incredible. But I wanted to do it, A, because I need to speed up some time, and B, I wanted to kind of make a bit of a comparison price. So if I hop out here, you may have seen it from afar, but you never know. We now have some beehives. So when Mark came back up here, we were talking about what options we were going to have to kind of basically start making some money that was an easier way that we don't have to really do much to make the money. And he said, well, you know, he's got a line on some beehives. Why not? So here we are. We've got a lot of beehives. A whole bunch of the things. So hopefully, and there's our little collection point, these will now start generating some honey for us. And we can make a couple of pound off the back of the honey. We have our first pallet already of lettuce off this thing. That's amazing. It runs so quickly, this one. Now, the downside, obviously, is that it's going to be using up the liquid fertilizer as it goes. So, yeah, difficult, that one. You also notice we've got a new water bowser. So this little thing is just going to basically live by the pumps on the greenhouse. So I can just drive around to them, hook up to it, and then transfer the water from it into the greenhouse, and vice versa on that side. I'm really surprised this one, that's been running much longer, doesn't have a production out yet. But that one does. And yet this one is meant to run so many more cycles a month. Bizarre. Maybe I'm misreading something. Anyway. That is really good, because January is generally the best time to sell the production and the products that come out of the greenhouses. So, happy days. I'm trying to think what else has happened sort of off camera. I've been obviously working really hard, terraforming, clearing this area. I genuinely, like I say, I've basically paid my way. I haven't like reimbursed myself and stuff. I don't like it. I gotta be honest. I don't like how much it costs to terraform in this game. I really don't. This is the next one that's coming down. He has to go. And the one that I just carried off to the paper mill, I need to find the trunk of there. Now then, interesting. Off camera, I cut one of the massive ones down that was basically preventing this being built. It left an enormous stump. It took me ages. I couldn't get the thing to grind down. So, full disclosure on that, I couldn't get this to work. I then leased the stump grinder for the back of the tractor. Couldn't get that to work. The next one up, when you go into the shop, and I'll show you, because I'll just talk about it openly before we kind of get into the roleplay completely. Into the mulches, I had to get this thing that needed 360 horsepower. It doesn't need it to run, it just needs it to run and move. So hooked it up to our current tractor and just basically had to just go at the floor with it. It was really tricky, to the point where I wasn't sure it was going to go, and eventually it did. I did, because I felt it was so unfair that the game was doing that. I reimbursed myself the loan amount for that, because it felt more like an issue with the game than it did. I could only have used that one to get rid of it, if that makes sense. And I hope those of you that don't like that can kind of see past it. But yeah, other than that, pretty good stuff. I'm really chuffed about this, and we're gonna get loads of money from those woodchips over there, and the woodchips that come out of just chopping down a couple more of these trees whilst I can. I don't want to bore you guys to tears watching all that. You've seen me do enough of that already. So the reason I've done all this is, like I say, it's 16th of January in the evening here whilst I'm filming this. I'm now going to stop recording, and I am going to do as much work into the early hours of this game as I possibly can to clear as much of this land. I don't particularly want to sell the wood chips yet, so what I may do is basically wait until midnight, so chop everything down, get it ready to process, and then at midnight start doing runs and essentially work into the early hours, and then have a bit of a lie-in into January, and go from there. But I think that's a good plan. I hope you guys don't sit there going, oh, I'd love to watch him on a speed cutting relentlessly. Like this one, for example, this tree, right? This is a prime candidate just to pick up and do the naughty thing of sticking it on the front of that, carrying it off to the sawmill, the paper mill, wherever you're going to take it. Our own sawmill. I would have put it in our own sawmill, but I've already filled it, and as you can see, we've got plenty of wood to keep filling it with. Yeah, it's, you know, this one's a nightmare to deal with, absolute nightmare. But we could do with getting rid of it, really. It all depends what we want to do going forward with this land, and I've got some pretty cool plans. The only other thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I'll tell you what, I'm just going to do it quickly and jump across rather than... Oh, sorry, Mr. Sawmill. So we got a pallet of planks. God blimey, I'm getting all sorts of stuck here now. Let's just get rid of that. Right, that's really nice. See, we've got a bit of wood there to kind of keep kicking into it and keep that like tipping over. Found a random branch, so stuck that by there. Still, like I said in the last episode, we can't get the animals until we're going to feed them. I don't want to buy the feed. I know we've got enough money to do it, but it's a bad habit and I don't like it. I will try and remember to look in between stopping this recording and coming back to you guys as to who made the comment. I don't want to guess in case I get it wrong. Someone did mention about the idea of basically blocking up these accesses. Now, they were talking more about, I think, about basically putting that down so we get a massive pen in here rather than what I've already done. But they also mentioned that if we kind of cut the access points off, we could turn this into a yard. I've had a bit of a play around with it. It's tricky, and again, it's a lot of terraforming, a lot of messing around. But I do like that idea of doing something with this land rather than having the access points. Like if we could flatten all of this and... let me go into the bird's eye view. So, where are we? If we could basically come across there, like high ridge there, drop down there, we can then flatten this out, creating a bit of a yard and so on. I want a workshop, because if we're going to go down the used car route, we need someone to do a bit of work on vehicles that we purchase and then sell back out. We could block this off, do something with this space. I really want to keep the tree there, though, because I think it's quite a nice feature coming in. So, yeah, loads of really good ideas. No time to do it. So, I'm going to leave you to it. I will see you in January. We will hopefully be a lot richer. And a lot of fun to come. I'll see you shortly. Okay, so here we are then, still in January, and I'm all finished up with the trees. Hopefully the editing process will work, and some of the trips that we've been taking, I've been taking back and forth to drop off the wood chips, are showing up on your screens now. £233,000 in wood chips. I know some of you said I should be focusing on doing the planks and the sawmill and stuff like that. That ain't bad for a city boy from an office. My first go at trying to build up something on our farm in this little town. So I'm really, really pleased with that. The only thing I'd say, kind of stepping away from the roleplay element, back into reality of just playing the game, is if you don't like the lumber at sort of like sawing the limbs off the trees and you know, the kind of more detailed stuff, if that isn't fun for you, this is ×1. I've spent a lot of time cutting those trees back down there to kind of fill up the trailer, and there's still loads of them down there. There's plenty of trees around here. I might try and make myself a bit of a deal now and not cut any more of our trees down until next winter. At which point maybe we've got a bit of a different direction with the series and kind of how we're getting our money, but we'll see. Lumber's always going to form a massive part of it. There's no choice about that. I just don't want to rely on it. as our only revenue stream, and it does take so long, so I've got to do a lot off camera. And once we've planted and growing our own trees, that'll be a much quicker process, and we can probably pick it back up there. But I mean, how good is that? £233,000 in the kitty. Yeah, okay, we've still got a £100,000 loan, but yes, really pleased with that. So, well-deserved lie-in coming up. Let's get to the morning. Yeah, I think we'll stay sleep until 9. Okay. Ah, cool. Our first snow. Look at this. Look, where's the stream? Where is it? Oh, still flowing. I thought it might have frozen over or something. Look at this. Nice. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to cut this anytime soon. This is still going to be growing. I think it stops growing, doesn't it, over the kind of winter months like December, January time. So yeah, we can't cut this yet. The first stake should have come in the other field, but again, that won't be able to be cut anytime soon. Nice. Right, let's hop over that. Don't want to get cold. Look at this though. Next door. Ready to harvest. Yield bonus 42%. Hang on a minute. Let's have a little look here now. So it's not fertilized. Doesn't need ploughing. Doesn't need lime. Food for thought there. We got quite a lot of money now. Okay. Oh, right. If I properly think about this, I'm going to have to give a bit of consideration to this. I wonder who owns it. Online it says owned by Noah. I don't know who Noah is. Which reminds me, I've been leaving for voicemails for our estate agent to come back to me for ages. Still heard absolutely nothing. Hopefully sooner rather than later we'll hear something. Not necessarily confident, if I'm honest. Right. What next? So much to do. I'm stood around with no time to do it. The other thing, we've got the beehives. I'm pretty sure we don't get any honey until maybe March time from beehives. I don't think the bees will produce anything over the winter months. I'm sure that's the case, but still happy we got them installed and kind of like future-proofing the farm, as it were. What should we do next? Right, I tell you what we need to do. Just go and check on the sawmill, see where we're at, where we are in terms of that. In terms of how much wood is used. Nice. New pallet. Cool. Right. 11,657 left. It's taken some of the wood from the little zone by here by the looks of it. I'm sure there was another one sat there. These are just too much in a one for it to take, so that's fine. Maybe if we just sort of like drag these out of the way. Bit of space to then keep producing and spawn the next one. Come on, bud. This way, mate. I think then I'll need to speak to Mark, the contractor. He said he's going to be doing some of the work. I'm more than happy that if I can get him some of the materials along with local government, they'll be happy to pay for the playground stuff. So we need to look into that sooner rather than later. The issue we got at the moment is my mode of transport is full of tree. And what do we do with all this money? It's just going to burn a hole in my pocket. Right, first things first. I'm going to go and get the Merlot. We're going to empty all that wood out onto the floor, chuck it out the way. I think then maybe head into town. And let me check my online sales. Nothing new, but I really want that. It's such a good piece of equipment. 15 grand. Do you know what? I'm going to buy it. It's just a bit of future proofing for the farm again. I know it's crazy and we haven't got anything to use it for right now, but it's so unlikely to ever come back up again, and we will in the future, and it's such a good deal, that, and it's a great bit of equipment. Yeah. Nice. I know it's crazy. Don't shout at me. I know. Yeah. What are we going to do with the rest of this money, though? Do we buy a vehicle to replace the Merlot? And we got that on lease, so that's costing us monthly. Do we pay off the massive loan that we've got to stop that hitting us monthly? Do we maybe buy some more land? I'd probably like to do that the most, I think. But it just needs to be the right piece of land for us. Decisions. Right, let's check out. Whoa, look at all this. Haha, nice. Cool. Okay, so we got chilies and nappers over there. Lettuce bed there. Let's check online for when they're going to be good. Let's have a little look here. Went past the chili. Right, chili. February. Okay, fine. Already not far off that best price though, but that's fine. Lettuce and napper. Lettuce. Wow, it's February as well. So everything seems to be then February, not January. That price is pretty good now. It's not far off the top price. We could in theory sell it now, but we may as well wait until we're getting that better price. 3,300 for a pallet of lettuce. It's stupendously good money, really, isn't it? And then we've got Napa, 11.85, 11.99 Farmers Market. Next month for all this. Okay, cool. Gives us a bit of time. Alright, this one's got plenty of liquid fertilizer left in it, so that's good. And then this one's got plenty of liquid fertilizer as well. Hang on. Active productions, lettuce materials missing. Are you missing water? Did I not put enough water in you? What? Surely not. How are you missing water? Oh, has it used that much, or did I forget to put some in? Right, well, good job we came and checked that. Blimey, okay. Right. As suspected, no honey, that's fine. Right then, let's see if we can't sneak this in here. Come on, bud. I'm reliably informed as well. It's a slight problem. When I bought this and then ended up doing a bit of research, I call them water bowsers all the time, don't I? But I don't know if that's the right terminology or not. But right, dump the water, do our water trick, start filling. That's going to sit on 99, and we can just leave that run for a minute. Right, zoom out so it's not quite as loud. Is that still going to work? Or no, if I turn the engine off, then we have to have the engine running. Right, okay. Good, right. So this little tanker doesn't take liquid fertilizer. Now, I just thought that was fine, because I thought we could just basically take the pallets and pour it in, because they've got the hose attachments on the pallets, but it doesn't look like we can. So it looks like the only way I can transfer liquid fertilizer into these is via the much bigger silver tanker, which does that variations of liquid. So that's a bit frustrating, but I guess it is what it is, really. What was the other one? That's going through a lot of water as well, mine, didn't it? Blimey. Hang on. Why have you stopped now? Right, it's because I keep going in and out of the menus and messing around. Right, okay. Mid, just sit here, mate, and let it fill up. Dear me. I'm going to run out of time in January at this rate. Right, so we're going to have to keep an eye on this. I think maybe make it a daily thing that before we go to bed and move on, we're going to have to come down here, top up the water, make sure everything is hunky-dory tickety-boo, as we say in Blighty, if you listen to the right sort of film. Oh, text message. Cool. Daniel, the estate agent, or the realtor, probably should refer to him as. Right. Meet in Central Cafe, opposite Hardware Bob's, 10 a.m. Alright. Well, that's not far, is it, if I'm thinking the right one? We get this done. I guess we just nip over there. We got probably got more time to kill, really. This is on ×1, actually. This needs to be sped up. Right. Is this thing done now? Come on. Blimey. Still going. Right. At least we can now go and have a coffee with Daniel. Maybe discuss the issue that he left us with in terms of our, well, not being exactly honest with his pictures of the quaint cottage that we've been sold on the land. I mean, when you think about it, we paid £140,784 I paid for this plot of land, which included the property. It certainly wasn't sold as seen because I hadn't seen it. It was sold as advertised. I'm not overly impressed with Daniel. We'll have to have we'll have a chat and just see what he's got to say for himself now. Right, can I just stop overloading that, please? And then it's a bit tight in here. This snow might make it a bit interesting as well. I was going to take the truck and unload everything, but I may as well take the Merlot, because at least then we got the all-wheel drive and all-wheel steering as well. Right, dump the water, start filling this one up. Back to the water trick. There we go. At least then we know both the greenhouses are going to be topped up, good to go, and we can just check on them before nightfall. By the time we've done this, I'm going to nip back probably to the house actually. We'll unload the truck from all the wood that's in it, because at least then it's just done, is it? And then we've got the truck available to us again. Yeah, I think that's done now, is it? Oops, hang on. Yes, right, good enough. Okay, here we go. Disconnect from that. Don't push it. Let's go. Hang on, what view am I in now? Right, this time I went. Sorry about that. Right. I'm going to nip back to the house very quickly. Unload the truck. Snow is awesome. This is awesome. We don't really get snow in the UK where I'm from very often. And certainly not to this sort of extent. I can't actually remember the last time I saw snow in the UK, sort of like where I live at least. I mean, it's years. I honestly can't remember when it is. I'm trying to be quite cautious here, but the Merlot seems alright. Okay, I'll go and sort the truck out. Skiddy, sorry mate. Right, we'll head down to the cafe. Just going to bring it back in a little bit earlier than planned. I'm going to show you the difference of not having the collisions on the mod on the forks, because it's so much easier. You just drive straight into the massive piece of wood, attach the straps, and you're good to go. What this can do as well, and I may well do breaking the character as usual for the purists amongst us. I believe it's going to work, but I think this will lift pallets and well, it won't just lift pallets, but it'll like random things like tools and stuff. And if that's the case, what a wicked thing. I mean, how was I grabbing? I thought we grabbed it all then. Right, what a great mod. I know it's not in any way designed for this, and the purists amongst us are going to hate this, but we are playing for fun. We play how you want to play. Yeah, it's cool. If you don't want to do this, don't worry about it, then don't do it. I'm not saying this is the way it should be done. I'm saying this is the way I'm going to do it. This isn't a particularly strict series. I've always said in this one, you know, it's not going to be mega strict, and we'd look to take advantage of the game where we can financially and stuff. Look at the tyres in the snow. I know I've had my ups and downs with this game, but that's wicked. I love it. Love it. Haha, right. Okay, enough of me being soppy. Disconnect from that. Come on then. Let's tell you what, let's see how the truck handles. We'll take this down to the cafe. I was going to take the Merlot one out, but where's the fun in that? Let's go and see what Daniel the realtor has got to say for himself. I mean, anytime like this, you've got to wonder, like, in your mind, what do you want from this conversation? Like, what do I need to happen? I just want to see his attitude, I suppose. I think we should be giving some money back. It's certainly not as advertised. But then, you know, we're not going to sell the farm back and everything. We've developed it. It's ours. It's our own. But I'd like to at least consider giving us some sort of refund, but we'll see. Right. This is the one, Central Calf, opposite of Bob's. Yeah. Why am I going to be able to park? Because that car has taken up all the space. I wonder if Hardware Bob's would mind me. Riverbend Auto Repair? I didn't realise there was an auto repair place by here. Doesn't look very open. This guy is just kind of staring at it in a confused state. Closed on the door. Okay. Well, I was going to say good, but it's not good because that's some poor soul out of work, isn't it? In a local business that's not running. But it's good for us with the idea this is permanently closed. I'm going to have to double check on this, but yeah, that might be good for our business. Right, I can't leave the truck here. Let's go past the calf. Let's see if we can't tuck it in by here. I mean, it's not really a space, but I'm sure it'll be alright. Close enough to visit a park in, tuck in, hopefully won't be causing anyone a mischief. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, come on then. Let's go and have a coffee and maybe a bite to eat with Daniel. Interesting. Real interesting meeting with that. Was that like that before we went in? Oh, but it's a broken chair. That's why it's been left like that. Right, fair enough. Can't do much about that, and my good citizen work around that. Right, really interesting. Time and chat that was. First off, Daniel. I don't know what to make of that guy. He smiles a lot, but I kind of feel like, you know, it's like that false smile. The smile doesn't match the eyes. I don't know. There's something about him, but he said he's willing to reimburse us and give us a 10% refund on the property. I mean, that's £14,000 he's willing to give back to us. So, because of the state of the property, which is, in fairness, really good. So, that's a decent start. He didn't really hang around, though. Just said what he said, and I was quite happy with what he offered, to be honest with you. I'm not going to argue about it, so I'm happy enough for that. Off he went. He didn't storm off, but the way he left it, he just kind of smiling and all that, but then there was just something, I don't know. Anyway, off he went. I hung around, had my breakfast, got talking to some of the guys here. Nice guy. He said that I asked about who Noah is. He knows Noah. Noah is the owner of the field that obviously is next door to ours, and he's got a few fields around us. I text Daniel to say I'm looking to try and get hold of Noah to talk to him about this field and maybe make him an offer. I'm not trying to cut Daniel out of it as such. I just want to have a bit of a chat with Noah about things. There's also, or he's also advertised a few local contracts, deadwood and like wood transport that I've seen online. So I got hold of Noah, and he's saying in terms of the contract, there's a deadwood contract. Let me see if I can find it online to show you. Right, here it is. There's Noah. £750. It's not much. By fields, where is it? 55, 56 that way. He's basically saying he wants to cut the trees down. He's not fussed particularly about being removed. He just needs them cut down, and then he'll then deal with them at some point and just get rid of them. I have asked if I can take the contract on, but I don't want to get paid. I want to keep the dead wood. And I know that sounds a bit weird, but I'm wondering if he doesn't care about it, and then we turned it into wood chips because I'm naturally obsessed with wood chips, how much we might make from wood chips of the deadwood trees and then selling the wood chips this month. And he's agreed to that. He's basically said, yeah, the contract has to be paid to me because we've taken it out, but he's happy for me then to send it back to him. Very trusting guy. We'll just wire transfer that back, and once we've got that done, and then he's more than happy to speak about the field and see, he's not overly worried about it. He's more than happy to sell it to us. So, but he said he's got to go through Daniel, so we may be able to make a little offer on that field next door. Productive chat, nice guy, Noah, from what I can tell. Happy days. Really good, really good, that. So we've now got I didn't accept that, did I? So where is it? Accept the contract, accept the contract. Gives us a bit of a chance to go and have a look at the local area and some other bits and bobs. So always nice, get to see some of the places, a bit different from just our farm. Question is, how are we going to do this? What's the best and the most efficient way to do this, to take the bunch of deadwood trees out of the forest into a trailer, into a chipper, into a big trailer, and then to a sell point somewhere? I'm thinking we need, I don't know, that actually thinking about it, that ain't gonna work. We need to bring the wood away from there, and then ship them up here. But then how do we get the wood away from there? Merlot to maybe go in and drag the trees out, because I doubt we'll have much space to maneuver around in there very well. Like in and around that kind of forest and the various trees, depending on how dense it is. And then from there, if the Merlot can then put the logs into a trailer, that might work. And then we bring the Merlot and the trailer with the logs back to the chipper, and then we put the logs through the chipper. Yeah, okay. I need to get all the axle, don't I? Anything online? We're going to need some sort of log trailer. Where's the section? Here we go, transport. Right, what are our options here? That's a nice one, isn't it? Little dinky one. I mean, this isn't going to be big enough to carry. Can you double these up though? Like two of those together? Which might work. I mean, that needs a dolly. It's not going to work for us. That's going to need a dolly as well. This one looks like it's adjustable. That's great. Man, it extends, but it's 80,000. Even the lease on it is 4,000. Where's this? I mean, this little dude. Only 3,800 to buy. That would be foolish just not to get two of these. Put them together. Yeah, okay. Let's do this. We're going to lease these just to start with in case things don't work out. We'll lease two of these. We're going to park this up and out of the way. Probably not ideal taking this contract in the snow, if I'm honest, but whoa, it was a bit bumpy and skiddy, wasn't it? I need to speak to Mark as well about getting some sort of garage area set up here. Which reminds me, two things. This isn't episode 8, this is episode 9. I don't know what's wrong with me. And then Fats Mandela, I think, was the name of the comment, said about doing something with this yard. Thank you very much. You comment a lot as well, so I am very grateful for that. And how much you're willing to interact with me and the channel. I do like that idea a lot. I like it of like kind of blocking off that area and doing something with that space. Right, so we're going to need to leave this way behind. It's just going to get in our way. Go away, hand. Right, I think if we... let's have a look here. If we just sort of dump it by the logs for now, that's primarily when we use it anyway. Deadwood shouldn't be too heavy. I'm going to take this off all-wheel steering. Let's go for front for now. Hopefully make our life a little bit easier. I'm going to go and pick up our trailers. Come on, Merlo, you can do it, girl. And I will see you guys at the contract location. Thanks, buddy. See you soon. Thank you. Right. I went in there. I wanted to say say hello to him and thank you. Now, if you remember when I first arrived here, and I know me and him have had our ups. Well, I've had my ups and downs with Axel. He was the one who said about the issues in the area with like logging, and there's an opportunity to make some money from wood and lumber. And yeah, with £200,000 in our pocket, I kind of owe him, don't I? Maybe I need to oversee some of the little bit of naughtiness that he does here and there. I did explain that we will pick this up. He didn't care. He said it's fine. It's on camera. It ain't going anywhere. He's perfectly happy to keep an eye on that for now. Here's our two trailers. We're going to hook these up together. I also hired this. We got it on lease. It's going to help drag the trees out, them kind of put them on the front forks and things like that. What I really want to do, though, is show you this neat little trick. Purists, look away. This is not for you. Breaking character, this is much more the standard midlife Simpsons stuff. Let's drop that on the floor. Obviously, if we hook that up, we can't take the trailers at the same time. But with our amazing magical bale fork that I use for all sorts of amazing lumber tricks, it can also, as I mentioned up the farm earlier, not only does it pick up pallets and logs, if we move here, touch the straps, bang, look at that. That's not going anywhere. And if I just demonstrate now, put it as flat as I can so we don't drop it, but it's off the ground. If I release the straps, bang, back on the floor, falls through the spikes. Please, play as you want. I'm not telling you this is the way to do it. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it. I'm saying this is an option. If you want to cut corners or kind of play like this, it's not for the purist. I'm not pretending it is. I get it. I totally get it. I'm not saying it is. Please don't take it as that at all. I'm trying to give people an option to consider, because how cool is that? I know it's ridiculous. It looks ridiculous, but yeah, there we are. Right. I love it. I'm going to try and hook these things up. I am so rubbish at these, which is always entertaining. This kind of, I don't know what you call it. It's a multi-axle or whatever, but I mean, I know you can sometimes see if you're driving like nose on, but oh, it's just so hard. Someone teach me how to do this quicker, because all I can do is just go really slowly and basically sort of like fishtail back and forth. Come on, please. Yes! It's probably one of my better ones. Look at this! Like a train! I don't know what that would be like if we put a full tree on that, mind. Because, yeah, that... When you look at that bend, is going to be a problem. We're going to have to cut them in the middle, cut them in half. When I said there about, like... Well... I've got a new setup, right? So... Previously, talk about real world stuff. Previously, my setup was that I would run the PlayStation through my capture card and then capture card to my television. And I'd be like looking at the telly, and then my desk with the computer and everything was off on my right hand side. I have now treated myself to a brand new monitor. Bit of a farce. I purchased my original monitor from a very well-known global supplier, should we say, a supplier of products, and we'll leave it at that. And it should have been signed for. It was delivered, left on the doorstep. The delivery driver was basically walking off as I opened the door. Said thanks very much, didn't really pay much attention to it. Opened it like 5 minutes later, and as I did, box is really damaged. Have I told this story? I feel like I have. I mean, if I have, I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, absolutely trashed. I didn't look at the screen because the arm, like the mount, was trashed. That you like attached the monitor to, like the metal was buckled. So this wasn't like it was like a little bit of damage. Properly trashed and bent out of shape. It was unbelievable. I'm still waiting for my refund from aforementioned global company, but they've got 14 days apparently, so it's absolutely infuriating. So I went to a much more like local provider, UK based company, purchased my new monitor, which has arrived, and I've now finally got set up. So I've got like both NOC monitors. One's purely for the game, and then the other one I use for my mini Mac Mini, whatever it's called, and everything else runs through that. And I do love it. What's interesting though, right, is the game on one hand seems to look loads better to me on this screen, much smoother, much nicer to look at on one hand, but it does look kind of washed out. Now I know like console players like Mr. CLP was having massive issues with this, and a lot of people are saying it's down to the HDR stuff. I don't begin to understand enough about how all that sort of stuff works, in terms of like what you guys are seeing versus what I'm seeing on my screen. I don't know if my recording is going to look exactly the same as they always have done to you guys, and there's no difference whatsoever, or hang on a minute. Yeah, hang on a minute. I took the whole bale fork off there, didn't I, without thinking. What we actually want to do is release the straps. Try again. Yeah, so I don't know what you guys are seeing. If it kind of looks any different at all to the previous episodes, or if it looks like washed out to you guys as well. I don't know. Please let me know in the comments if there's like any opinion on this sort of stuff, or like if there is something you can see. And what I've got to also stop doing now is leaning away, because I keep like rocking my back gaming chair back and forth, which means I'm not in a consistent position to the microphone, which then undoubtedly will affect the audio, which we all know I'm utterly obsessed by. So, right. Back to character. Now, Noah said he'd mark the trees. This is clearly a very, very dead tree. How many trees was there on line 5? Right, okay. We got the GPS circle as to where it's going to be. Like, they're going to be in this area. So we got that one there. Now you'd think you'd be able to see him, but this time of year, everything looks dead. A bit of a problem. Oh, look at that. There's 2 there. 3. Sweet. That's the 4. Those are marked. Those are for us. Yes. It's actually a bit more open than I thought it would be up here. Anyone see a dead tree? Is that it? Nice. We could just probably do this really easy. Just bring it all up the front here. So bring it up to those 2. Bring it up to the other one. There's that one. What? Come on. The farming simulator gods are smiling upon us. Right. But they're definitely going to be too long to put on just one trolley. So let's get this cut down as low as we can. We don't need to worry about the stump. That's Noah's problem, not ours. For those of you that haven't seen my other videos that I did a little while ago, angle, diagonally down, lean over, start the chainsaw, sort of run along the edge of the tree. Now, we used to sit on the top of these trees and go right down, like, directly into it, but I find if you do that and go across the top of it, it doesn't always get the branches, whereas I find that doing it that way does. Just takes a bit of practice. You'd think I'd been a farmer for a long time as opposed to an office worker, wouldn't you, when you watch me back doing that? Right, okay, so now we got this really cool winch set up, and I'm not even sure we're going to use it now, because we don't need to go into the forest itself, do we? Hang on a minute. What? Ah, there we go. Right, I was just having a moment then, wasn't I? Right. Let's get our steering sorted. So we've got all-wheel and got half a chance. But the other good thing about this is with the collisions off, that it means I'm not getting it stuck in the ground all the time, which was then causing like the Merlot to flip into the air and causing me some issues previously. Oh, my bad. There we go. I mean, look at that. That's how easy is that? Now, what we might be able to do, actually, if I think about it, if I just go slightly more central, well, we're balancing it out a bit better. I've left this in a terrible position now, though. And then get that into the tree like that. Oops, wrong way. Caught on that tree, aren't we? Come on, hook around. Now, this is why I wanted to use the winch, because then you kind of winch it down out of the gap, so you're not trying to drive a massive tree between the trees that are still standing. Come on, mate, wake up. Right, we're through. So, my idea is, if I can just drop this nicely into here. Let's see how this looks. Up and extend that, drop that in, and then right, that's awful, but that's obviously too long, can't have that. Police already don't like me around here. We ain't gonna take the risk, but I can pick this up. Oh, is there a collision on this? Oh yeah, there is. Right, okay, not the end of the world. Right, just go along this way. Nope, that's not gonna do it. Come on now. You're better than this, mate. A little bit more. Yeah, cool. Nice. So if we cut down here. Now we might get a little bit messy, a bit jostly, and like nudge each other when we turn. But if we don't make them too sharp, that should work. I hope it does anyway. Okay. Possibly, I can't remember now. I'm sure the Merlot can pull this though and go kind of backwards. Because it's pin, isn't it? Yes! Oh, look at this little system that we've come up with here. Right, no point putting the straps on. Look at this! Look at this! It's proper working! Well, we're going the wrong way. No. Come on now, mids. Right, hang on. Stop. Think about what you're doing, or stop. Right. Do front steering. This is going to get all over the shop otherwise. Little alterations. Not massive turns of the wheel. Better. Look at this. Look at this. Right, so, come on, find the right one to disconnect there. Right, cool. And now, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll try and do a bit more professionally this time, shall we? So if we cut this by here, we're learning the hard way. The office work. I thought it was over there. Right, okay. Don't like heights, but let's go. Now, in the snow, climbing a tree, de-limbing with a chainsaw, plus is leaning against another tree. not sure about health and safety. Again, kids, look away. Look at that. Right. Chainsaw away. Climb back down the tree without falling to our... meeting our demise. Come on. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Absolutely good job on Fearless. Right. Okay. Or stupid. That's that done there. Can we... oh, can we use the winch? If I come down here, that stump's a little bit in the way, may catch it. So, come on an angle to start with. Get the winch out there. Hook that there. Turn the winch. Nice. Let's pull this one out of the tree. Ah, it's proper stuck. Whoa, whoa, no, 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 no. Whoa, now. Noah's not going to like that if he were to drive past now, is he? Ultimate power! Oh. Tried to Clarkson it, but come on. Come on. You're nearly there. Come on. Right, hang on. Right, disconnect that. I'm going to have to climb back up it, aren't I, now, to cut it. Then it's stuck. Right. Whoa, rapid. I'm going to cut it whilst I'm standing on it. Right, everyone hold tight. Timbo! And he lives to see another day. But there's half a tree stuck in this tree. I don't know how Noah's going to feel about that. Maybe he won't notice. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, mids. What am I doing? I was so chuffed with myself. I thought I'd come up with such a great thing, and I'm so good. And then I show my utter incompetence by doing that. Hey ho, right. Let's drag that out to the open. Like so. Detach that from there. Hopefully no cars come in. Get that way. Drop this back down. Oh, there's a car. Sorry, buddy. Nice colour car though. Right. In like that. Bit more forward. Bit more down. Sweet. Look at that. Heavy end towards the back of the tractor end. Yes. Come on. I'm really chuffed about this. Cool. Ah. Right. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on now. Slippy slidey. Drop that off. Jump out. Cut. Roughly the same sort of area. Always need to cut them when I drop them in as well. If I drop them all in, I'm not going to cut them. So, nice. Look at that. It's falling into place. I'm telling you, we're on to something here. Right, I'm going to get on with this. I'll see you when I'm done back at the farm next to the chipper. I don't know why it's such a high tone. Right, I'll see you back at the farm. Right, I'll tell you what. I know it's not for the purist again. We're saying a lot of that this episode, aren't we? But we play for fun. We play for fun, not for perfection, as the slogan says. I think that this has been a rip-roaring success so far in terms of an interesting way of getting about and transporting wood, and it opens up the door to the wood transport contracts for us. In these kind of quieter months where there's not much really going on, and we're still trying to establish ourselves as something a little bit different. And if we can make friends with Noah and help him out, moving the wood around the area, there's definitely a revenue stream here for us, isn't there? Look at that. I mean, okay. Only thing I have to do now is, let's check the sales, nothing there, my bad. Is feed these to our wood chipper and see what we get from them. So basically, if we get, I'd say anything more than £1,500, 1,500, which would be double what the contract cost us. I'd argue that's a success. Why am I trying to make it really difficult for myself here by going really close? Why don't we just give ourselves a bit of space here? Make this like live a little bit easier. These have got to be straight, so let's get rid of that. Get rid of those straps there. And that was the other thing, I didn't strap all the straps, it was just enough to keep them sort of in place, but disconnect from that. Drop that winch off the front. Now we're going to need to hop out here, get into the tractor, bring the chipper around because she's in a terrible position. Excuse me, little skiddy. I do like that name. Yeah, childish. I know, I am very childish. Absolute toilet humor. There's me priding myself in comments recently about like I'm not vulgar and stuff, and then I go make a joke like that. I'm sorry. Right. Okay. So, as you'd expect, parked it in a terrible place. So if I give ourselves a bit of working space there, pipe out. Hopefully that'll do. Would help if I actually turned it on. Go on, pipe. Right. So if we saw the little ones. Only bad thing about this chipper, and it's accurate, is the amount of noise that it makes. So for like recording purposes, it's a nightmare. Right, get in there. Alright, you're feeding in, but... Oh no. Nothing come out. No. It doesn't give us any wood chips. Well, the dead would not chip. Or is it just because they're like small in the ends and they're hollow? Oh God, please, if it doesn't give us any wood, any part of the tree, I'm gonna look so stupid, and I've got a bit of a problem on my hands. Now the only other thing we could use this for then would be for our own sawmill, and seeing if we could build that with deadwood. But I know from it ain't gonna give you much because it's hollow, so it ain't gonna give you much in like the literage. Right, let's try a big piece. Let's see if that does anything. If it doesn't, then honestly I'm gonna be gutted if this doesn't work. I was so chuffed with myself that this was an idea, and now I just look like the office amateur again, getting caught short. Right, drop you on there. Right, in you go. Whoa, yes! Yes! Come on! Come on! Yes! Right, let's go. Let's go. Please, please, please offer me some value. Right, this episode's massive and it's going on for ages. I'm going to speed cut this, and then we will... I'll see you back at the point where we're going to sell whatever is in the trailer, and we'll know if this little Welsh office worker has maybe come up with a storming little idea for Riverbend Springs contracts. Get in there. Go on, boy. Come on. Right, let's get to work. Come on. Okay, moment of truth. I know it's not the best price, but there's not masses in it, so we're just going to take this one because it's so close. There wasn't a massive amount of work to go and cut those down. I know I got lucky where they were, so it might have been different if it was like a really dense, like woods. and it's harder to get them through there. But what's going to be a good result here? £750 we've got to give back to Noah for the contract. Come on, be good, be good, be good, be good. Let's go. Be good, be good, be good. Yes, yes. £6,340 for a bunch of dead trees. I know I should be so happy because we're taking advantage of someone, but come on. Come on. What is that markup? I can't even, I need one of my Excel spreadsheets from the office or something to tell me the maths on that one. On what that markup is. 750 back and then over 6 grand. All right, let me just go online a second, right? Noah contract 750 collect. Right, we've now got that. I am Noah that, so I will transfer that back to him, and you'll see that when in the next episode, and I promise I will do it. It's just difficult to do on the console with that sort of things. But I mean, come on. I've found a great system to move things around. I've come up with a great idea to get things out the forest. I found an amazing way to make some money, which I don't even know how many times the profit in my mind, like 8 times the profit, and we're paying him back the contract. He's happy for us to have the deadwood. That's the deal. We don't get paid for the contract. We get to keep the deadwood. Come on. I'm so chuffed about that. Right, listen, we're going to have to call it a day there. If you are still here and you haven't already done so, if there's ever something that deserves a like and subscribe, it's got to be that. I'm so chuffed. But listen, thank you ever so much. And until next time, as always, be happy, stay safe, and we'll speak again soon. Take care.